Hello and welcome back. This is video number 6, traffic source number 2. There are a very few software apps out there that will allow you to find other Instagram followers in your specific niche and follow them. Now, of course, this is a warning to you that Instagram has in the past banned some of these apps, so use this at your own risk. If you want to do the white hat way, I would do traffic source number 1, number 3, and number 4. But even number 3 and 4, you can get banned if you overdo it. So the key here is not to overdo it. Instagram, I believe someone said that you have about 500 actions that you can take for every 24 hours, meaning likes, comments, and all that. More than that is just going to look spammy. So typically, if you're just getting started, it's probably best if you start at a lower rate, like 100, and then increase it to maybe 150 or more. But if you start out and do like 400 likes, 400 follows, and all that, that's just going to red flag the algorithm, and you do not want to go down that path. All right. So one specific software is called Follow Adder. That's FOLLOWADDER, and this will allow you to basically find Instagram influencers in your niche and then follow them. So you can follow, you can unfollow Instagram users, you can schedule posts, and another way to get more followers is to even post more. So the more you post, the more exposure that you will get, especially if you are piggybacking on hashtags, which we'll talk later on. But Follow Adder is a software tool, it's a bot that will automatically do a lot of things for you. But as we've seen with other industries as well, a lot of times big companies will crack down and they'll ban the accounts. So just keep in mind that we've seen that with LinkedIn, we've seen that with Facebook, we've seen that with just about any social media platform. So the key here is do it lightly and of course use this at your own risk. Hello and welcome to video number 7, which is traffic source number 1. Hashtags. Even though hashtags is one of the few methods that are popular in the world of social media and very common, hashtags on Instagram are well used all over Instagram. In fact, if you take a look at a Instagram post, a lot of times you'll find that there are 5, 6, 7 different hashtags all in one post. Now, before you can use hashtags, however, you need to have a good set of keywords. A lot of times people just put random hashtags in hopes that they are going to generate traffic. But you're going to do it differently, and instead you're going to find keywords that are already getting traffic to them, and you're going to use those hashtags. So from prior videos, like the videos earlier where we talked about Google suggest keywords and Amazon suggest keywords, you can simply take these specific keywords and break them up for even further. Now the nice thing about hashtags is you're basically piggybacking on already existing traffic. People are already hashtagging these specific hashtags. There are already traffic going to them. All right. So just like a Google search engine on Instagram, using keywords will allow you to attract a high quality fan of a similar passion. So it's time to do a little brainstorming. Okay, so like I said, Instagram is mainly images. However, to describe your images, it uses a lot of different hashtags. So you don't want to just use a bunch of random tags. You want to use hashtags that are actually getting traffic. Now, certain hashtags or keywords could be getting a large amount of super targeted traffic, so you'll want to use them strategically. So the question is, how do you know if a certain hashtag is getting enough traffic? Well, you could easily find this out by using BuzzSumo and other tools as well. So you want to find a handful of keywords that express your content post and piggyback on that traffic. So if that post is something that intrigues your audience and you've done all the demographical research and all that, then and it's high converting essentially, then you should get a lot of likes and comments and all of that. So from that, you want to take a bundle of hashtags that are getting a lot of traffic and you want to combine them into a sentence without making it look like spam. So let me show you how BuzzSumo and other tools work to achieve this. Now, before I start, I want to warn you that when using hashtags, even with hashtags, you can get your account banned if you post too many posts with the same exact hashtag over and over and over again. So basically, at the end of the day, the advice that I can give you is to look as natural as possible. Do not look spammy at all, otherwise you will trigger the algorithm and trigger a red flag and potentially get bans. So like I said in the previous video, if you overdo anything, that's not a good thing. Keep it normal as much as possible. So I'm going to show you two different tools. The first one is buzzsumo.com, which will basically help you figure out and analyze what content performs the best for any topic or competitor. So this is kind of a first step. It allows you to figure out what content is performing best. And then of course we're going to use a second tool called Hashtagify.me. That's Hashtagify.me. And this software tool, it's free. It allows you to basically find and analyze hashtags. All right. So it's a two-step process. So the first thing you can do is you can either enter the domain name of a competitor. So if you're starting out, obviously you don't have the data and anything like that. So you could find the website of your competitor and enter that here, or you can enter a general keyword, like in this case, scuba diving, just to keep things more consistent. So we type that in and we do the search. We can filter by date, like what is the content that is hot within the last 24 hours, the past week, the past month, the past 6 months, and the past year. So if something is trending just recently, you might want to do at a recent date. And if it's consistent throughout many years, we could choose like the past 5 years. Now, the thing about BuzzSumo is it does cost money to upgrade, but there is a free version, and the free version you can get some ideas. All right. So what we're doing here, you type in scuba diving and you can see what kind of content is really doing really well. So we can see like this one gets 68,000 Facebook engagement. We got Pinterest and all that. We can't necessarily see what's going on in Instagram, but Facebook is a good indication because, and then we have Pinterest as well. Pinterest is also a good indication as well because Pinterest is somewhat similar to Instagram in the sense that it's mainly images. So if we click on Pinterest shares and we can sort it, we can see what is actually doing really well as far as pictures go, right? So we can see the majority of these are like diving gear. So they're definitely selling stuff right here, right? So differences between a dive, a snorkel, mask, diving gear. So if we click on one of these, we can take a look at the content and just get an idea of the actual pictures that are involved and all of that. So with Instagram, you can't really link the image to like a URL except for the one URL that you get in your profile. So really what you're looking for is images that are engaging, that are getting high volumes of shares and all that. Now what you need to do is next is once you get some ideas at BuzzSumo, you can hop on over to Hashtagify.me. So let's type in a hashtag. I've done that just now, scuba diving, and we can see that what it'll do is it'll take your keyword and it'll find the other keywords that are surrounding it, like travel, ocean, scuba diving, scuba adventure, underwater, and more. So these are good. And to the right here, you can see this is taken from Twitter. But think about it. We can see that these are the top ones, right? So if they're the top ones, you can simply come here and just grab these hashtags and use them for yourself. But this allows you to find hashtags that are getting traffic. So we could go here, we could type scuba, and we could look under Twitter and see what's going on. But this basically just allows us and gives us an idea of what different hashtags you could potentially use. Now, to get a better gauge on what the volume of traffic that particular hashtag is getting, you'd have to actually go on Instagram. And Instagram is a platform mainly via mobile, but we can actually go there now. Now, one thing you'll notice is that if you go to Instagram.com, you will have to log in. The one way to bypass that is simply by going to Instagram.com/Instagram, as you can see here in the address bar. So once you go here, you will see a search engine and you can begin to search for tags. So let's do a search for scuba. And just like the Google Suggest keywords, you can see with Instagram, it also gives you suggestions, right? So we got scuba diving girls, scuba diving woman, scuba diving life, scuba diving magazine for mag. So let's just click on that real quick and see what they're posting. So that's the scuba diving mag, and that has 14,000 posts. And if we just put our mouse over, we can see, okay, this one has like 1,700 hearts, which are basically likes, one comment. Then we scroll down, we can see this has 180, 352, 173. So that's a good sign when you can see that there are a good amount of hearts or likes. So you can include something like scuba diving right here and see how many posts it gets. So there's 2,000 posts, which does mean that as you post things, they can get stuck down below, but at the same time, more saturation is actually a good thing, because more saturation means that there are a large amount of people actually looking for these posts. So the more you post, you can get more traffic back to your Instagram profile. But using hashtagify.me allows you to kind of gauge what kind of hashtags you can use, and of course you can verify that via Instagram. Now, before I end this video, I want to say the best way to learn how to kind of bundle your hashtags is if you go to something like this. For example, you see this is only using like one hashtag, so they could be using a few more. I wouldn't use a ton of hashtags, but as you can see, they're definitely using a good amount of hashtags, probably about 5 or 6 or so. But let's just keep clicking. So this one here is a good example. We can see scuba diving, scuba, Ecuador, dive, a bunch of keywords related to like animals, save your sharks and stuff. So this guy is piggybacking on different organizations like Save Our Seas, Save Our Sharks, South America. So basically he's taken all these keywords or hashtags that relate to each other but also relate to this picture and hashtags them. And that's great. So he's hashtagged about 10, 15 different hashtag keywords, and he's got a good amount of likes and all that. Now, I will say, like I said earlier, don't take these keywords and hashtag every single post. Use different posts and different keywords every single time. So you could use scuba and scuba diving consistently, but you want to kind of mix it up. Make it look like you're not spamming. Welcome back. This is video number 8. This is going to be traffic source number 4. So congratulations, you have reached the end of this video course. So this is somewhat of a mixture of traffic and optimization. This is something that most people forget about, but by doing so, you will rank higher in the Instagram ranking system, the algorithm, and all that, and that will help you. So basically, if you think about it, if you optimize your posts, then you'll tell Instagram where you need to be ranked. You'll attract the right person, and then you will get the right traffic, you'll get more conversions, likes, and then you'll increase your rank. So the next traffic source is image captions. Believe it or not, your image captions make or break whether you attract the right or wrong person. If you don't put image captions and you solely rely on the image and the hashtags, then you're not actually getting the full potential of traffic that you could be getting. So in other words, you want to be as descriptive as possible without being spammy like the hashtags, and you want to have captions for your images. So on top of the hashtags, if you do it all right, you have other keywords that you can essentially stuff in. And then that's the nice thing about Instagram is you can literally stuff in a bunch of keywords and actually get away with it and be okay, because that's what they're looking for. So also you want to make sure that they are optimized towards who you want to attract. So the key here is to optimize your captions, your hashtags, your pictures even, and much more. So while this may not sound like a powerful technique, like a mind-blowing traffic source and all that, it's because you're tapping into the Instagram algorithm. Once you get this right, you get the hashtags right, and you do your shout outs and all that, you can really kickstart and jumpstart everything so that you can begin to start creating a snowball effect. So the shout outs will help you in getting people to your page and all that. But by doing that, you start building a snowball that's just going downhill. And just, as you know, with the snowball, as it goes downhill, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you got all this optimization right. All right, so let me show you some examples of how this works. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you a very quick difference between a brand and a personal lifestyle kind of Instagram profile. So first things first, this one here is Scuba Diving Magazine. So very, very kind of, this is how it is kind of thing. A Scuba Lab test driver scores a regular during our in-water gear tests. So they're telling them what's happening, who it is, what's in the picture, but also more importantly, what they are doing. So it's part of their lifestyle, part of their day. It's like, hey, this is what we're doing today kind of thing. So this is the caption, and then of course there's the hashtags here. Now on a more personal profile, we can see that the caption is Happy International Whale Shark Day to all shark loving friends. So it's not really related to the picture itself, but it is engaging with the audience. So you could do that as well. But if you use captions that are related to the post but are also engaging as well, that's a bonus and can help you as well. So as you can see, you got captions here, you have hashtags, and you have a good picture. A lot of people, what they do is they just post a picture, maybe some captions, and no hashtag. Or they do hashtags and very little captions, if that. So you kind of, what you want to do is, what I'm trying to tell you is basically balance it out, keep everything so that you have everything optimized and you're able to rank in the Instagram algorithm. Now, like I said, go back to instagram.com/Instagram, get an idea, take a look at what people are doing in your niche, what posts are actually getting good engagement and all that. Don't copy people, but you can use similar hashtags that they're doing well on. Take a look at people that are authorities in your niche that are doing well and kind of follow them and analyze them and potentially mimic them as well. Now, besides images, I'll say videos work really well. But as you know, with Instagram, you can't really take long videos like you would on YouTube. Videos will be like short, very short, 10-second or less clips. So if you can do that, you can also use that to increase your engagement as well.